Good morning. This is Pigsy doing another video. Um, I've been thinking about there's a few topics I cover. I've been thinking about interdimensionals, and also, people might be not aware of this, but when people suffer from dementia, they tend to see apparitions, and they're quite interesting what they actually see, because it's like deep rooted in their subconscious. It could be memories from the past resurfacing. It could be a lot of unusual stuff. I recently spoke to a woman, and her partner's suffering from dementia. I think he's a black gentleman, and he was sort of telling her that he's seeing Aboriginals. So because he's Black African, so it seems interesting why would this gentleman see Aborigines over something, say, more familiar, like, I don't know, family or friends, or something else from the past might surface up in his mind, but it wasn't. So I wouldn't assume that things that you're seeing that don't make sense is simply simply because this person suffering from delusions. It's more the problem of suffering from something that's not having, they can't interpretate, or it could be not filtered out. In the same way, young children, they might have imaginary friends and have more of a spiritual connection because their mind is open, has this fixed view of a reality, and that we need to believe in certain things and certain things are not real. And with that same kind of logic, if you want to sort of experience something, you need to open your mind to it. Skeptics do sometimes come across things and then their mind's exposed to it, and then their opinions change. Or the reverse of it is that you say, well, potentially there may be some truth here, and then you go and explore that and take a bit of a deeper look inside these different types of meanings of reality, because I think that's quite interesting. Like I say, touched upon dementia, and it's kind of the eroding away of a person, but there's the common connection is that there's changes in the brain. So if you've got like a young person, their brain's developing a lot, and then you've got somebody with like dementia, their brain's undergoing a bit of there's different issues going on there, and they actually, but to be honest, their minds are more active. They sometimes link into sometimes the brains link into different resources. I mentioned before we're a multi-dimensional entity, so it's not just it's not simply what we look in the mirror. There's other levels to our conscious mind. Some of our consciousness is kind of guiding us into different directions. Maybe it's playing out our destiny, whatever that may be. So going back to the conversation, I think with my next book, that I'll possibly look at different types of research into dementia, and also children with imaginary friends. Be interesting to find their sort of experiences and how they interrelate to the child, because as you know, our mind's quite creative as it is, but I believe it extends way beyond that into different types of dimensions of thinking, and that some things inside us guide us. Equally, you've got to be fairly alert of things that are intrusive, that don't belong there, negative influences. There's usually plenty of things like that exist in our reality. If you ever suffered from tinnitus, you will know there's a lot of chat about what it means. Is it ascension? Is it forces interfering with our brains? Like if they're aliens trying to mess our mind up, or devils, or whatever. It's kind of a mixed bag, basically. Definitely, if you suffer from tinnitus, you'll realise when you get your tinnitus, and it might be certain times of day, it might be like the evening, or it might be early morning. You may sense the presence of different things, so there is a connection there. not everything has positive influences for us. Some are quite negative experiences. Just stupid thoughts put into your head, so you just kind of filter them out like anything else. Because I think it'd be wrong to believe that there's such thing as good and as evil. It's more a case of there's sort of more neutral, and different beings operating different frequencies anyway. So going back to Alzheimer's, dementia, things like that. A lot of people start seeing shadow people 1980s, and around the 80s is when they did a lot of chemtrailing. I can remember as a kid not seeing it and then looking up and noticing there's some planes that were doing it, some planes weren't. And the aluminium and other metals and things in there are supposedly meant to have harmful effects. I say there's probably little research about it, just that this aluminium doesn't belong in the human body from breathing it in aerosols. So that's that kind of that impact on there. And you wouldn't want to say that mass people started seeing things, and that's a result of because they've all got Alzheimer's or dementia. The only problem with some of these elite groups is they forecast like X amount of people will have cancer. Basically got statistics, and the money's often wasted on this research. I'd love to see an audit where, say, like it's cancer research, and saying they find a cure. I mean, a cure to something that they created, or that they kind of benefit from it. They wouldn't want a cure. If you're going to find a cure for a condition, try to look for it yourself. That's the best advice. I can see a lot of stuff, what they call medical professionals, and the information's quite loaded. It's loaded towards their way of looking at the world. Like you've got a condition. This is how it plays out. But it's not. Everyone's individual, so that's the way to take it a piece of yourself.